guys. Yeah.
Isaac.
Just let him
Oh,
go. Let him
Alexander
go.
Isak.
Yeah, let him go.
Mm.
I want to see him in Liverpool.
You too. Wow.
Yeah. Look at that now. Oh, we're live. Oh, we're just chit-chatting over here. Hi. My name is Ruddy Bergström, and I'm talking all the way from Stockholm, Sweden. I hope you're having a good day, a good evening, a good afternoon, whatever. As always, we're here as two, and that's my beautiful friend, Curious Campbell, all the way from the beautiful Reading in the UK. So, my friend, what's going on? How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah,
I
a
guess
bit
that's it.
of, yeah, but you're coughing a bit, aren't you?
Yeah, I
Not
do
now,
have.
but
I do have a lot of phlegm.
mm,
Nalu might have recognized it because I think the last stream I did, I was coughing on that
hi,
stream as
Nalu.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know there's Nalu in the chat. Hey Nalu, sorry if I'm not looking at you guys. I'm looking at some of my phone. I'm trying to just share the link. Just give me a few secs.
Sure, no problem.
But yeah, generally I've been coughing, and yeah, I'm trying to get by.
Yeah.
I've got these mints called lockets. These sort of like lozenges, sort of like honey sweets or whatever you want to call them.
Mm.
And so they've got menthol and lemon and honey inside of them. They
Oh, yeah,
don't
that's good.
really do anything like long term, but short term in the sense of like while I'm talking, while I'm doing something, they're fine while in my mouth. The minute that they're gone, I'm coughing again. So
Yeah.
it's not a
No,
long term
as
solution, but it
no,
works.
no, that's not like medicine, but as you say, they do work as a sort of soften the symptoms and stuff
Hmm.
when you're. Yeah, I know. We have similar stuff here in Sweden. It's quite good, especially if you know that you're gonna talk or do something, sit in an environment where you don't want to like cough all the time. Then
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah. To be
definitely.
honest with you, I'm not gonna lie. I felt yeah, we're getting to the week soon on my end, but I felt a bit like I got a bit of a sore throat the other day. I was like, oh shit, no, not this, not now. Come on, because again, the weather is changing. We were just sitting having late dinner before the podcast, and analyst said, oh, it's already getting dark. Yeah, look at that now. It's just it's such a change now. It's
Yeah.
also can see the leaves on the trees are starting to get yellow. So
Hmm.
it's yeah.
It's that time of
Yeah, a
year.
lot of people are getting sick at your where you live also now. Yeah, you see, yeah. I
Hmm.
think it's a time. I mean, people are also coming back to work and to school and all that stuff, and you know, viruses, bacteria. Yeah,
That
they mingle.
is
They mingle.
that is a hell of a thing
Yeah,
when it comes to stuff like that. But I mean, look, at the end of the day, we're alive. We're still kicking.
exactly.
Can't complain. That's the
No.
best way I look at it.
What
It
have you been
is
up to, bro?
me.
Yeah,
Man, it's been a crazy week. Some stuff. There's something.
really.
There's something that happened really crazy this week that I can't tell you about. At least not on the podcast anyway. But it's been a very crazy week. Nothing like oh my god, end of the world or anything like that. But it's
No, I
been
hope
quite.
not. Yeah.
It's been hectic. It's been hectic. From next
Yeah.
week, I do need to say this on the podcast. From next week, something may change in the time frame when we do the podcast because from next week I will be starting a new job, which time frame wise, I am not sure how it's going to work with the podcast yet. So I'm going to have to obviously consider what time I'm going to be getting back from the office
Yeah.
and so forth. So because I will be in the office on Thursday, I'm not sure yet. But between Monday and Thursday, I would have a barometer of time frame that I'll be in the office. So Roger will be updating early,
Good.
and then you guys will know for sure if we're doing Thursday because we'll go back and forth and decide on how we're gonna do it and so forth. By my estimate, I should be back on time to do it on Thursday, but
Yeah.
just to play it safe, thing because I mean when I was in Oxford, I still was able to make it on time, and that was way further than where I'll be
Yeah, it
now,
was
so
quite far. Yeah,
quite
yeah.
far. And I
What a
still
trip.
I still was able to make it. So there were a few times when I didn't, but for the most part I was.
Yeah.
So I would say, yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's one thing. Other than that, the kids are home, but they will be back at school from I think Savi's back tomorrow, and
Aha, okay. Yeah.
I think Ty is back next week if I'm correct. I'm not 100% sure about his return date to school, but
Mm.
they're at home, they're enjoying life, living their best self because obviously they're at home playing games, watching anime, chilling, that kind of stuff, just hanging out.
Hmm.
Xavi and I have been spending a lot of time together since he got back from New York. We've just been chilling, playing
Ah,
eFootball
yeah.
together. Um, he's really gotten into it. Kind of like it became sort of like he was forced to get into it because what happened was he he was playing eFootball alongside me, but he was
Yeah.
playing other games as well on his Steam Deck, and he kept leaving his Steam Deck in other places in the room where Ty could get access to that. And one morning I got up and I went to the boys' room. It's all quiet and stuff. Whenever it's quiet, it's there's something wrong. I go to their room. It's super
Mm-hmm.
quiet. Ty is in there, laying in bed, playing Xavi's Steam Deck, and he's downloading games. Now, granted, Xavi has full access to my entire or he had full access to my entire Steam library, which means there are games in there that are not appropriate for Ty. Now, I'm not too worried with Xavi
Right.
because of the fact he's older now, and I feel confident that he can handle stuff. So
Mm.
I didn't have any limits on the games that he could play, but Ty does not need to play those games. He's got a Switch. He is a 7-year old. There's no reason for him to be downloading any kind of game with crazy stuff, adult themes and stuff like that, because he's just
Yeah,
too
right.
young for that.
Sure.
And he's downloading games on the Steam Deck while playing another game on Xavi's Steam Deck. And I was like, mate, what is going on here? Why are you playing your brother's Steam Deck? He's like, I was bored, and like, granted, the Steam Deck was right next to his bed, so I don't blame Ty for wanting to play it. For one, he would play games on it with Xavi. They'd play games
Mm.
together on it, and it's right next to his bed.
Yeah.
When he wakes up, because Xavi plug it in to charge right next to Ty's bed, because his computer desk is right next to to the foot of Ty's bed. So literally, as Ty wakes up and he looks up, and the Steam Deck's right there. If I'm a 7-year old and there's a game console there next to me as I wake up, I'm playing that thing. I don't
Yeah,
care whose
right.
it is. I'm playing that thing. So I don't blame Ty for his actions,
Mm.
right? I blame Xavi for not being responsible because of the fact that he was given a device with full privileges on it, and he didn't. He wasted the privileges by just leaving it completely open to Ty to just do it as he
Right.
please.
Mm.
So because of that, I have limited the access to all the games on my profile on my account, excluding eFootball.
Okay.
Which has annoyed Xavi. He's been like, "Oh, I want to play other games too, Dad. I've put a password on my Steam Deck now." I was like, "Oh, so you can put it. So now you can put a password after I've locked your access to all the games." And he's like, "It's got a password now, so Ty can't get into it." And I said, "Look,
Mhm.
you're gonna learn." But the reason why I've left it, because I was gonna just give him back access after he'd already sorted it out.
Yeah,
But the
yeah.
reason why I didn't is because I noticed something with him. When a game gets too tough for him, he just plays something else, right? And that's a curse of this current generation. Is that with back in the day in our days, we had probably one or two
Yeah,
games, and we would finish our games and we'd get good at them.
exactly.
We'd
Mm.
master them. And so when I realized that Xavi was actually taking time to, because he couldn't play anything else, he was playing E, and he was getting better and better at a really quick rate. I was like, oh, let me
Mm.
not give him any access yet. I'll just wait a bit, and then
Yeah.
once he's like good there, I'll give him access again
Mm.
to a few other stuff. I will still limit certain things from it now because of the fact that, again, I'm still cautious. But
Yeah.
um but at the same
Good way.
time,
Yeah.
he's been we've been hanging out. He's been chilling. He is gonna be going to bed early tonight though. He does need to get back into his sleep routine for school. So usually he'd be up with me up to like 2 in the morning. We're up and chilling. Tonight he is gonna be in bed early because he has to get back into that sleep regimen,
Yeah, of
because
course. Yeah.
now in the summer he's waking up like after 10 in the day, 11 in the
Mm.
day, like all kind of stupid o'clock, which doesn't really matter too much because he is on holiday. But he's going to go back to school from tomorrow. He
Yeah.
needs to
Have
get
to
sleep.
turn back the time a bit or the clock. So yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I
So
guess you need to do the same also soon. I mean,
I do need
granted
to.
you,
I
yeah.
mean, I'm an adult. I know how to do these things.
Yeah, sure, sure. I guess you do. I hope you do. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. I have a general idea of how to do these things, I should say. So
Mm.
yeah, but
It's interesting though. I just want to say
mhm,
when it comes to the comments, yeah,
mhm,
Nalo, we talked about the weather before. We're gonna start there because
mhm,
you are supposed to be in the El Nino. The good thing though is that it's gonna be weak over your area, but I
mhm,
guess it will definitely affect the weather. Can become quite crazy due to that, the El Nino. But also, it is a good question, and I feel that the question you're asking Q here is actually something that that definitely has to do with me as well. Q, how many games have you actually finished?
mhm.
I
Most
mean, back in the
recently,
days, I
back in
would
the day, it was a
say
lot.
that it was most of them. It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
most of
pretty
them.
much.
But the last 10, 15 years,
Mm, it's hard. It's really hard. I think the most recent game I finished was God of War. That was the most
yeah,
recent.
yeah, yeah. Okay,
So
yeah.
God of War on I think I finished it on Steam. I played it on Steam, and previous to that was I think a WWE game. I think I completed the campaign in a WWE game. I can't remember which one it was.
Mm.
Those would have been the two most recent. And God of War Ragnarok, I am pretty close to finishing that one as well. So I am completing games just slowly and not JRPGs. I haven't been finishing any JRPGs in a minute because they do require a lot of time. And I
Yeah.
do need to start building back up myself into playing JRPGs. I think it's gonna be with Chosen the Sky, the remake.
Mm.
I am gonna try to see if I can build myself back up with that one. I've already started the demo and so forth. So my goal is to use that to wean myself back into JRPG playing. Because I spend a crap ton of time mostly playing eFootball these days. Nalu has an
Yeah.
idea of why. I'll explain that later in the podcast to you guys when we get into the gaming section. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been playing.
Yeah, but it's interesting when we talk about this because yeah, we've talking about all the games that are just sitting in the Steam library.
Mhm.
But for me, I think the good thing for me when it comes to also streaming on a frequent basis is that, well, I also play online games,
Yeah.
obviously, when it
Mhm.
comes to FPS games and shooters and stuff. So we'll get into that soon.
Mhm.
However, when it comes to the horror games and everything, that actually like forces me to most of the time finish the games that I'm playing. Like, I mean, I played the RPG game like The Banishers not too long ago. It's otherwise I would probably I would probably go a bit back and forth between some games, but no, that's a good thing though. But yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. But so it sounds like you've had a pretty decent week, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Mm,
It's been a pretty decent week. Everyone sort of like I think with like my sister and brother-in-law, they've sort of like seamlessly got back into their whole
yeah,
work regimen and stuff like that. um, Alex is in her routines. Um, I think yeah, it's just everything has just been smooth sailing for the most part for the past week or so. And it's just next week is just gonna be new routines, getting back to those old but yet new routines of um working and school and the back and forth and the up and down and all this sort of stuff. I think if anything, the thing I'm probably the most excuse me, the thing I'm probably the most I don't even know the word is concern I want to use, but the most let's just concern then. The thing I'm probably the most concerned about is probably just Ty going back to school because he has had his past year in school wasn't his last term wasn't the best. So I'm hoping, with having such a great summer and everything that's going on through the summer, that he does sort of have a much better time at school. I mean,
yeah,
granted, it is the same school and the environment does have an impact on him, but I'm hoping he's learned some tools that can help equip him to be able to get through that day to day in that environment. Hopefully we'll see.
yeah,
I worked with him a lot during the summer. We had a lot of daddy son time and sort of trying to help him to get to that phase where he's able to manage things because he does have this sort of anxiety when it comes to being around other kids and in groups and all this sort of stuff. And
mm,
I try to help him work with that through the summer, and he has made some
yeah.
strides, and I'm very proud of him. He amazing summer actually. Um,
That's good.
but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how he does this more than anything else. I think everyone else I'm
Yeah.
kind of like, I know what you're gonna be doing.
Yeah, right. Exactly, exactly. No, it's
So
gonna be fine. Just hope for the best and go with it. You'll
mhm,
fix it. As you say. Hi, Alex. By the way, you'll manage definitely,
mhm.
for sure,
Yeah.
100%.
Hmm.
Exciting times. Things are starting over again. School and everything. No, it's a lot of that over here as well. So,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Well, let's jump into my week then.
Let's hear it.
It's been busy. I've been working hard. As I told you, I have been finishing these four trailer tracks,
Hmm.
going back and forth over weeks to finish them. I've also done a fifth track, if you will, but shorter, like 40, 45 seconds. And also kind of a trailer track, but a bit more classic. It would fit in an adventure movie. What I did is that uh, due to the suggestion from this fellow English composer,
Hmm.
I've been using some AI. I'm not a huge fan, but I used a service called Leonardo .ai to make some footage with the music. So
Hmm.
it's like a little trailer, and it turned out to be quite cool actually. Uh, so I will have that in a like a show reel that I'll, as I told you, I will next week or the week after. I will be able to, because I had to learn a mail service as well, because I'm gonna send like to, I think it's like 45 different libraries, like trailer houses,
Hmm.
that I'll send music to. So that I'll do, and fingers crossed, we'll take it from there. It's going to be very exciting. This is something I've been, how do you say, I've been having this as a goal for a bit more than a year now.
Hmm.
So it's going to be, it's exciting. So I've been busy with that, hard working. Playing games, we're getting to that too. Streaming, playing, making videos. Not putting so much time into YouTube, which I can see immediately because the numbers goes down a bit. But that's just how it is, because you can't be all over the place 24/7. Isaac, my youngest son, he started school now. As I said, he's in this film education uh, thing, and they started on Monday, and he sounds positive about it. It sounds as if he's having good like classmates as well. You know how it is. You're gonna learn like names,
Hmm.
take some time, but they are about the same age, like 22, 23, 25-ish, around there. And they I think he the first day he was happy because it was like hands on.
Hmm.
They learn how to dismantle or take apart a system camera and then put it
Ooh.
together again. I saw in front of me, I saw everything you've seen in these agent movies when they're sitting with a gun and they pick it apart like within 10 seconds, not even looking at the hands doing the job, and then done. Do it again.
Wow.
It's that, but with a camera. But anywho, yeah. So down there today they had more theory
Hmm.
when it comes to drama, film, and some other stuff. So it sounds as if he's happy about the teacher so far. I mean, it's only been 3 days, so we'll see. But so far so good. So with that said, he also had to get into new routines. And I see so far, I mean, he's 25, he can take care of himself, but he immediately started to go to bed earlier, and start to fix with his lunch package for the next day and whatever, so it's like that. Yay, what do you say now though? Yay, once I get my electric bike and a GoPro, I might start a channel of my own. Oh yeah, sounds nice.
Yeah,
Sounds like a plan. Looking forward to it.
it's good to
Yeah, but
document your trips on those things.
yeah, exactly. Go around and film, you know.
Just be safe.
Uh, Yeah, yeah, just be safe. Yeah, use, for God's sake, use a helmet, because all these electric bikes or the yeah, yeah, we can go fast.
They're pretty
But
much motorcycles with
yeah, almost, to be honest.
pretty
It's
much
mm,
they're on that level. I mean, obviously motorcycles are much faster.
yo.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but when you consider this the safety index of a motorcycle,
Exactly.
it's the same, you know. So, but the
It
difference,
is.
motorcycle riders wear a lot of safety equipment. You've got the
Yes.
suits, the
Yes.
proper outfit, the helmet, everything like that. That's
Yeah.
like standard for motorcycle riders.
Yeah.
People on electric bikes are just wearing what they have on.
Yeah, most of the time. With them, but that's true. That's true. You got to think of that. And it's not, like even in like, you don't have to go fast to hurt yourself really
True.
bad.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't want to scare people off, but they did show, if you sit straight up on a bike and fall to the side without even moving, you can crack your head open and just die from that.
Wow.
Yes, just going bonk, or like down to the
Sheesh.
pavement or asphalt, then you can die immediately. So it's maybe I scare some people off. You should continue to use your bike. Don't be afraid. That's why you should have a helmet. That's the whole thing.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
actually why. And when I think about it, because you and I are from another generation, and
Yeah.
I mean, helmet? What? No,
We were
I
built
started
different
to,
though.
yeah, I started to use a helmet when Adam was like a kid, when he was, 3, years old or something started to,
You use
of
it to set
course,
an example. That's the point, you know.
exactly. No, that was the only. I every time I was like, oh, I didn't show Adam. It was like, oh shit, I need to use this thing again. Click.
I only started using a helmet after I got into an accident on my bike. When I moved to
Mm,
the UK, I got into an accident. I went straight into the side of a van that was turning, and I just went
yeah.
straight into the side of it. And everyone told me you can't claim for stuff like, you know, like liabilities and stuff like that if you
Right.
didn't have a helmet on. And so I was like, oh, I guess I have to wear a helmet now. Uh,
Yeah. Exactly. Good decision, I would say.
yeah, yeah. So that's how I ended up becoming part of the helmet gang. But
Hmm.
it is what it is. Anything else about the week, Raj?
What I wanted what I am doing, I'm on my channel. I wanted to find a video I made long time ago, but I guess it's unlisted.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can just find it. Hold on a second. And the reason why I'm trying to, but I don't think I can when it's unlisted. What was it called? Hold on a second. Because when you now were writing, yeah, here it is. God damn it, I found it. Oh, I'm gonna do like this, and maybe you can show this in the stream.
Oh yeah, definitely. Send it over.
Hold on. Because this was many years ago. As you know, I sold my bike a few years ago, my sport motorcycle, my
Mm-hmm.
my Kawasaki Ninja, and it's kind of interesting. The first time I attached, at least the first time I put on a GoPro camera on my helmet, as you said, Nal, you would like to have the GoPro helmet attached to your helmet, attached to your helmet.
Mm-hmm.
I had the camera on my helmet, and this is what happened. Like the first ride, this is pretty insane. I'm gonna give it to you. Maybe you remember this cue. It is from. I'm setting it now. This is
Ooh.
from. When is it? I need to see the year.
Let's open it up.
Yeah, show this,
Let's open it up. Let me
and you can move forward until I get out on the highway. I also gonna see where I can find exactly where it is,
I'm
because
gonna mm-hmm.
you see, if you want, because I'm starting up the bike and la di da.
Let me see if I can just share the whole window. So it's because usually I do these in such a small screen, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can share the entire window so that everyone can kind of see it properly. Window capture, select specific window. Mm-hmm. And
If you go
okay.
to, if you
Okay.
go to, I think you should go to 230.
230. Okay.
Yeah, and let it go about. See what happens from there. Let's take a
230.
look at this. Yeah.
And okay, let's
Yeah.
have
Just
a look.
just
See.
watch this. Did you see that? It's coming around 244, 45. He goes from right lane to left lane,
Oh wow,
almost crashes in me. I'm going 90
those are the worst,
kilometers
you
per
know.
hour. Look what I'm doing. I'm speeding up, and I'm going side by side with the car. Here, I'm like, there you go. I am so mad. Yeah, that's it. I mean, we don't have to watch more if you got to that point. But I thought it could be interesting just to see
Oh
that shit.
wow,
That was so close.
he's a horrible, naughty person.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's one thing if you sit in a car, but I am on a bike, and
Yeah,
if he would have hit me from the side, I would have gone into the sidebars, and I would have been thrown like 20 meters
yeah, yeah.
off the bike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah, they literally drive into it and don't care. Yeah, people are too occupied of their own thoughts and stressed, and they don't use the what is it called, the blinkers, the
indicators.
indicators, sorry, the
Mm-hmm.
indicators to show that they actually gonna. Yeah, he didn't. That was so close.
Yeah.
I remember it as it was yesterday. It was only 1.5, 2 meters away from my front wheel. So it's like, if I wouldn't have been observant, then yeah, it would have been a crash. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but we can leave that now. It's interesting though when we talked about it. So, whatever you guys do, let's be careful out there. Don't trust anyone. My
Yeah.
dad always told me, "Rip, Dad. I hope you're fine up there in heaven or wherever you are, wherever you are." He always said, "Roger, when you're driving a car or the motorcycle or anything, just think when you get into the traffic that everyone else is an idiot, everyone else, and you will be fine." And I kind of laughed when he said that, but at the same time, of course, he was making it as a joke, but I kind of
Mhm.
understood what he meant.
Yep.
Uh, and it kind of makes sense because you're a bit more alert then. Like,
Hmm.
oh, is that man just going to pass over here before I get there with the car? You know, you're a bit more alert and observant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, because you're not giving them the benefit of the doubt that they are gonna that they're gonna basically make the right choice, because everyone is
exactly.
it's not just that everyone's an idiot, everyone's selfish. Like they're
Right.
thinking, like I remember one day I was going to work and I crashed on my bike, and I'm racing down it's an incline, a decline going downhill towards the city center, and I'm on a folding bike. So I'm going down to the train station. It's raining. It's pouring cats and dogs. I've got my helmet on, my visors, and full lycra, and
Yeah.
my backpack on my back, and I'm going. I'm blitzing past, and this car is going alongside me, but it speeds up to catch up to the light, and then I
Mm,
just meet the car at the light, and then when we're going downhill I go past them, because obviously they have to brake to go down this
right.
hill, because there's a speed limit for the cars going down the hill. Whereas for me, I
Yeah.
can just go. I'm on a bike. I can just glide down the hill. So I'm gliding down. It's just pure body weight. I'm just going down the hill, and I go past him. I go past another one, and there's a part of going down that hill where the cars sort of like can merge to come in to go straight ahead, and
Right.
you've got two lanes, one on the right,
Mm,
one on the left, and I am going full speed down this pathway towards this light,
yeah.
and we're gonna meet at the light, right? So there's no
Mm.
reason for anyone who's on my right to cut into this lane, and this guy comes exactly like that guy. The difference is, for me, I didn't have enough time to correct because he was literally alongside me. It wasn't even like I'm behind him. He was alongside me.
Oh,
So all I had to do was, my only option was to move. And I ended up moving to the
yeah.
left, straight into some bins.
Yeah. Shit.
Straight into some bins, and that was
Yeah,
it.
I remember that. I remember that story, Q. It's now it's horrifying, and that's why you should, as you said, Nalo. When it comes to my father and the saying, it's a perfect saying in many
Yeah.
ways. You get the picture. I also see you, Alex, that had your experiences. Came across people who looked me straight in the eye. Sorry, and drove on into me. It's yeah. Yeah, again, some people are very uncautious and they think that they have the right to and right to. No, you have obligations. You have to be really careful and look up or and to the right and to the left and in the rear mirrors and be really active when driving. To be honest with you, something that I think I was a pretty decent car driver before I got my license when it comes to also driving motorcycle. But the years I had driving motorcycle made me actually a even better
Hmm.
car driver, if that makes sense, because I became even more aware when I was
Hmm.
sitting in the car about the environment. Because every time I was on the bike, that was, I shouldn't say it was stressful, but it put some adrenaline onto me all the time when I started the bike and went onto the public roads and all the traffic. Because you know that you have to be really focused so nothing happens to you or anyone else for that sake. But yeah, especially you sitting that unprotected. So
Would you ever get a bike again?
yes,
Love it. I knew that.
I have. Adam has, my oldest son has made some terrible things, and I told him stop. He sent some really cool clips when it comes to some really cool bikes into my Discord, and I said, no, not one more. You can't do this to me. And of course, I watched them. I mean, I
You can't help
could
yourself.
potentially just skip them and move on with my day, but of course, I watched them.
What do you think Anley would say if you said, "Hey, I'm getting a new
Um,
bike"?
yeah, well, I mean, to be honest with you, it's very easy. Right now, I can't afford it. That was
No,
just the reason
let's just say the
why I
funds.
sell it.
Let's say the funds
Okay.
were there, right?
Yep. Okay, let's go
and you
with it.
said, "Hey,
Then
Andy, I'm getting a new bike," what do you think she'd say?
that's a good question. I am not 100% sure, to be honest, but I do. At the same time, I wish, since she knows that I like it, I hope she would say, "Oh dear, I'm so happy for you. What kind of bike is it?" I mean, she wouldn't ask that. She won't ask me. That's just a dream scenario. It's like when men are talking about, for science reasons, of
Hmm.
course, when they think that a woman would just ask, "What can I do for you, honey?"
Hmm.
Maybe they do once in a while.
Once in
Sorry,
a
I don't
while.
want to, like, ladies out there, you're great, but you know. Yeah, exactly, Nelly. But of course, right, once you start, you can't stop.
That's
And
it.
that is there's some truth there for sure.
Hmm.
I have met other guys, other blokes that has sold their bikes, and they're also the same kind of miserable homeless guy. It's like something is missing in their lives.
Yeah, yeah. You get back on the road and you get on your bike and you just feel like, yes, feels right again.
Yeah,
I'm alive.
it's a feeling that it's hard to beat.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I had, as you saw, I mean, I had a very extreme bike
yeah.
towards the end there, quite a few years when I was riding a sports bike, and they are, of course, also the most dangerous ones in many ways. Uh, I never forget. Maybe I've told you this when Pontus, which was the last member getting into Chromata before we stopped playing in 2015,
Hmm.
maybe around 2012, 2013, he came home over like a lunch or something,
Hmm.
and I said, "Oh, do you want to go with a bike? You've never." "Yeah, that would be fun. That would be fun." I had an extra helmet. I put it on. He sat behind me. We went onto the highway. I took it easy, but of course I also needed to show him the horsepower. So, the acceleration is crazy, right? When you put on the throttle and you feel that the front tire is starting to lift off a bit. Oh,
Crazy.
yeah. Anywho, we got back, we came in, and we got up to the stair, like the upper floor, in front of the TV. We would do some console gaming together, and also Isaac was there. And he sat down. I saw he was a bit pale. He sat down and he freaking fainted in the sofa. The adrenaline was like hitting him,
Oh man,
like post-traumatic stress or something.
it is that kind of feeling. Nalu mentions he had a road bike as well, and even that gets
Ah,
you.
yeah, and even of course you do. Even most, I got the feel. The thing is, though, I have to say this: that the bike really doesn't have to be what I was driving. I mean, you can, especially when it comes to the feeling of riding a motorcycle, that like freedom feeling the air, hearing the sounds, even being able to actually, uh, you know, uh, sniff them,
Mhm.
because you can't do that most of the time when you sit in a car. I think the difference, though, because I had a custom bike, my first bike. I've had three bikes.
Mhm.
My first bike, the custom bike, was more like a sit back, more relaxed kind of drive thing. Uh, but of course, this with an extreme sports bike, I have been driving. I can say that I've been driving fast too. I've tried its capacities. I hope there's no one online that can. Yeah, whatever.
Right.
But I've been very careful when doing that. But that's not that is an insane adrenaline kick. It's like what injecting something. But the thing is, what I like the most. That's not the high speed stuff. That's when you had a road that was like nice curves, and you could go like
That's the stuff.
70, 80 kilometers per hour and really like
When you're
lean into
gripping the
them
corners, it's the
like a
it's the same.
Valentino Rossi. It was yeah.
It's the same feeling I've gotten on my bike where when you're going downhill and you have to go around the corner and you just sort of grip that, because with a road bike you kind of, it's so slender, the arm bars for the handlebars, they're just like that,
Mm,
so when you grip on there and you just lean into it and you just
yeah.
go and the tires are this thin, so it just grips to
Yeah.
the corner and just goes around like that at high
Yeah.
speeds going downhill. I remember one time I was going downhill with my brother and I did not know this route, we were on a route that I didn't know, and my brother he's like, see you at the bottom, and he's like, he's just gone. He's he just dips into this hill, right? And because usually he'll tell me like, oh, you know, look out for this at the bottom or whatever have you. There was nothing to look out for apparently, so he's just like see you at the bottom, and he was gone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna dip in too. So I dip in. I'm like, oh, let me just catch up to him. And he's gone already. But I'm flying full speed downhill. I'm just like the adrenaline is pumping. My heart is racing.
Yeah.
The wind is blowing. We had just stopped for like a coffee break, so it was like I was fueled up and everything. And then there's a corner. Like you turn that way on the right. There's a corner, and literally around. Now, granted, we're on the left, and the car's coming around the corner on the right, coming this way. So I'm not expecting anything in my lane. I'm like, I'm taking this corner hard. I'm gonna go out wide and then wrap back in tightly and just zoom around that corner full speed because it's a flat once you get to the bottom. Bro, I'm going down there full speed, ready to wrap the corner, and there's a Toyota, a red Toyota coming. And he's taking the corner wide, so he's in my lane. So I had a split second to sort of adjust, go around him, and then continue on. It was, again, that's the stuff when your heart is probably like, oh my God, I just survived that.
Yeah. No, that's of course, there we go into the, risk part, of course. And that goes also with knowing the roads, knowing the traffic, depending on what time you're driving, or in this case, cycling and everything. Yeah, of course, you have a sports bike when it comes to cycling, and that is a bit of the same thing. Of course, not the same speed and everything, but the same kind of,
same adrenaline, because when you're up to like 50 miles per hour going downhill or more on a bicycle, it is crazy the speed you get, because there's nothing protecting you and the rest of the road from the rest of the road, other than the fact that you just have to be on your A game the whole time. And the worst part with those road bikes, your feet are locked into the pedals. So you can't even take your feet off to try to adjust or jump off the bike. You are going wherever that bike is going, pretty much.
Or the bike is going with you, depending on how you look upon it.
Pretty much.
That's true. So I understand. Yeah, man.
It is a huge kind of like risk and reward kind of thing, but when you get it right, you get it right. Ooh.
I'm not sure if it was good that we talked about this, because I see that now you're not going cycling with Lex again, according to Alex. So good luck with that. Because I know, I think I told you that there is a certain like road, a part of a road, I would say, here in Stockholm, in the surroundings of Stockholm. It's very famous, or
you told me about that one. You told me about that one when I was there. You guys showed me that road when I was there last.
Yeah, maybe so. And it's a typical motorcycle road. And the poor people living by the road, oh, I feel sorry for them. But it's perfect. It's perfect. And on a good summer day, and many, many years ago, now Q has snitched on himself. The many, many years ago, I went with a great guy. He was a road racer. He was actually a professional motorcycle driver.
Oh, wow.
He has like so many Titan screws in his body, I can't count them. Because, it's insane. He's been, crashing. But he built his own. He built his own road bike, and it was way less powerful than mine. But he was such a good driver, and I had such problems keeping up with him. Even though I had the power to, overrun him if I could, but I couldn't, because he was just such a much better driver. So I was leaning in. This was also a bit on the. I remember that I thought, Roger, I think you're close to, getting over your kind of skill level here. It went well. We got to the cafe, because it's nice. It's a real nice cafe at the end of this trip, so to say, where most people are stopping to, take a fika, coffee and a cinnamon bun or whatever have you. So we did that. I was all sweaty. He was like, and his name is Kim. He was like, are you tired, Roger? Oh no, I'm fine. I mean, it was a hot summer day. I had my everything on, and like the chest or the back plate, and of course the protection, everything. So, but this is interesting topics. It's fun to talk about it. Yeah, I see you all had your experiences. Also, you now, when it comes to your speedometer, well, experience that. But yeah, there we go. But we should yeah, we need to.
We do
Time
need to
is
move
flying
on.
when you're having a good time.
So we're gonna jump straight into the, I guess you can call it the topic of the week, or
Yes,
the show of the week, or whatever that
go.
we're gonna talk about. So this week it is going to be. Let me see if I can get the thing on the screen so you guys can see it alongside us. I'm just gonna move it so it's right here on this side. So I've been watching this, which is Beyblade X is what I've been watching this
Mhm.
week. I've been watching other stuff, but this is the one that most of the stuff I've been watching other than this are stuff that you guys are already aware of. I've mentioned it on the podcast before. So this is the one new thing that I've started watching, and this is something like a me and Ty thing. Xavi's
Mm,
been watching with us. It's an anime in
cool.
the line of Beyblade. We have been Beyblade battling, as you can
Oh,
see.
you have?
Yeah,
Ooh,
I've got my Beyblade under my desk. It's ready to go.
like it.
Got this new
Oh.
bay. It's like a well, this is not the bay fade. This is just the main character's bay. But it's like a
Hmm.
samurai bay,
Yeah.
and the ripcord is there. It's quite nice and long.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. There we
I've got
go.
this one here,
Mm.
and this is what Ty and I have been we've been playing. He wants to use my ripcord. He's always asking, "Can I use your ripcord?" And I'm like, "Nope, nope, this is mine."
Oh, this is stats. Yeah.
My
Come on now.
reasoning for
Yeah.
not letting him use my ripcord is that he during the school term I gave him money for every solid day he had at school,
Mm.
and he spent all the money on sweets and random stuff. And I was saying to him, save and buy something cool like a baby or something. So when the summer comes around and I'm off, we're going to the shop and I'm like, ooh, this is a nice Beyblade, because these things aren't that expensive. They're like £7 and stuff like that. So I was like,
Yeah.
ooh, nice Beyblade and stuff like that. And Ty had like
Mhm.
18 he had saved up, but somehow he'd spent it on sweets and all sorts of other trinkets and stuff like that. And when I got the Beyblade, he's like, Daddy, can you buy me one? I was like, mate, you saved your money. What happened to the money you saved? Oh, I spent it. Right? Because I remember one specific day he was going out and he was like, oh, I want to buy ice lollies. This is not even a warm day or anything like that. He just wanted to, because he had money, he wanted to spend it. And I was
Right.
just like, Ty, don't you think you should hold on to it just in case there's something you want
Yeah.
later? He's like, no, don't worry, I'll get back money again. All right, okay, cool. So he didn't end up getting any babies this summer. So he is very much he wanted to use mine as much as possible. But hopefully it's incentive for him to save his money this
Yeah.
time around. And he actually
Exactly.
does, because when I was younger, I used to save towards things I wanted, and I want the boys to
Yeah.
have that kind
Same.
of
Same.
mentality.
Mm.
Not just
Yeah.
like, oh, money grows on trees and just mommy, daddy, just give me money and buy more stuff. No, like
You're right.
you get your money, you save it up, and then you get the thing that you really, really want. So
Yeah, because then you start to learn the value of things.
yes,
Like
yes.
how it connects. Right.
It's
Mm.
not just like as easy as, oh well, I'll get another one, because I've heard the boys say stuff like that. I've heard Xavi and Ty say stuff like, oh, I'll just get another one. And I'm just like, that's not how it works. Where do you think this money comes from? you know
Exactly.
so Baby X, the anime, is currently just the reason why we're talking about it, and the reason why we started watching it. It just dropped on Netflix. So I'm not sure if it's in every region, but in our region here in the UK, Baby X is currently on Netflix, and you have, I think it's about 16 episodes on Netflix. So roughly about what would be considered 2 seasons.
Wow.
And we basically started watching it, me and the boys, and it is good. It is
It
the
is.
voice
Mm.
acting is pretty good. Excuse me.
When is it from?
It came out 2023. October 2023 was the original
Yeah.
release, but it just premiered on Netflix this month, September.
Ah. Okay.
So for us, it came out October 2023. That would have been the Japanese version, and I think there was a US release that happened earlier this year or something like that. But for
Mhm.
us here in the UK, we only just got the English release on Netflix now. I think it was also on BBC as well. I think BBC iPlayer also had the English one, but we
Mhm.
don't have BBC iPlayer, so we haven't really been watching on that. We've just waited for Netflix. It came out on Netflix, and we started watching on there. And it's just been good. It's been good on Netflix. The voice acting is great. The if you've grown up with Beyblade as a kid or a teenager,
Mm.
it's still just as fun as it was before. Having the new bass and all that kind of stuff. And I think the thing that Ty likes the most is the like with the Beyblades, you can take them apart. So when they're
Right.
battling, they
Exactly.
sort of if you hit them in the right way, they knock into each other in the right way. They sort of explode and the parts just go
Yep.
flying. And for a 7-year-old, that's like the most amazing thing ever. Your toy top explodes and destroys the other top, and That's the
It's cool.
fun. So he loves
Yeah.
mixing and matching parts because all the parts kind of interlock with each other. So you can take parts from a different bay and put it with another one. And so he loves doing that kind of stuff, experimenting with it. And he likes
Mm.
battling. He's every day he's like, Daddy, can you bay battle with me? Come and Beyblade with me. So he loves it. And we do play from time to time. But really and truly, we just started the anime, and it is good. I think the anime is gonna make him like it even more because literally we watched a few episodes today, and as soon as we finished, he was like, "I'm gonna go play Beyblade," and he was just gone.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It
He
got fueled.
he went upstairs. He was like, "Oh, Daddy, can you come play with me?" I was like, "Mate, I've got podcasts in a bit. I have to start preparing."
Yep, yep.
And he was like, "Oh, okay," and he's gone upstairs, spinning Beyblades, having fun up
Mm.
until he decided he's gonna play Pokemon on his Switch. So
Yeah, yeah.
Beyblade X follows the storyline about this young boy who moves to the major city and he wants to become a major Beyblade battler and all this sort of stuff. And he gets an eye opening experience where he comes into battle with this really hardcore Beyblader who's like a pro and gets his babe destroyed and his friends abandon him and he has to try to piece all things together and this
Mm.
mysterious bead sort of person comes up to him and says, "Hey, I will help you." The guy's wearing a helmet. His name is X, and
Right,
he
right.
decides he's
Okay.
gonna help him. And you in the first episode you find out who X is. It by the end of the episode, but it's supposedly a mystery to all the characters in the show. No one knows who he is, and he keeps his identity secret. But his teammates knows who he is, and he's pretty cool. He's pretty good at bay battling, and you get this sort of like again, it's this storyline of like you're following along with the main character, learning how to be battle and stuff like that, and different techniques and all this sort of stuff. And I can just imagine kids going out there and just trying this sort of stuff out because that's what we did when we were younger. So,
Right.
Baby
What's
Dex
what's the targeted group? What would you say? It's like 12-year-olds or 7, 8, 9,
age group,
10? I don't know.
I don't know. I think it has to be like 8 and up. Is I
Mm.
think that's the target for a Beyblade. I think that's
Right.
the at least the toys. So I think the show
Yeah,
is
especially yeah the parts, the loose parts and everything
I
can't
think
be
that's it. Let me
toddler.
see age rating. Let's see, Beyblade X age rating. I think it's 10 up.
Mm. Okay.
Oh, it says here, Beyblade. So this is a show. The show says including children from 2 to 6. The TVY. That's what they're rating it here. For
Mm.
the toys, I because on the packaging it does say the age group on the packaging when you look at the packages.
Right.
Um, let me see.
It's,
Uh,
it's 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 not super important. I
it's
was
not
just
important.
curious for
It's
how
not
how they
important.
label it, you know?
It's
It's
not
not.
important. It's not
No, no, no.
important at all. But yeah, Beyblades, hell of a thing. It's a lot of
Mm.
fun to be able to hop in and play that kind of stuff. And again, as I say, like being able to play with the boys is where I have a lot of fun with it. You know, being that sort of sharing something that was a part of my childhood
Yeah,
with them is pretty
that's
much
fun.
where it's at.
Mm.
So Vivid X, that's the thing. You guys should check it out if you have Netflix. It's there.
Mm.
So yeah, that's
Right.
about it.
Mm. Nice, 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 nice. I saw also when we talked about the Beyblade thing and that Taiwan and Beyblade. I see you saying, Alex, that he actually spent money on a birthday present for mommy, which is you. That sounds great. Oh, that's beautiful.
No, he didn't. He didn't
Uh,
spend any present on
oh,
mommy.
he didn't. He didn't. Uh-huh. Okay. You have to solve this out or figure
When did
this
he
one out.
spend money on a birthday present for you? Safi and I spent money on a present for mommy. Ty didn't spend any money on any present as far as I'm aware. Unless I'm mistaken. Um, no, that was my money. What are you talking about? He just went with me. He didn't spend any money. Boy didn't buy. He spent his money on sweets.
Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go.
Don't
Okay.
be giving credit to him for that.
Family stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Rod, what have you been watching?
Yes, I gotta talk about something that you might want to watch. I think this is something you would appreciate. It's very lighthearted entertainment, but quality lighthearted entertainment because we have really good actors and actresses here. This is a pretty new series, also Netflix wise, that is called no, not a series, it's a movie. Hello, that is called The Thursday Murder Club, and this is a comedy, crime, mystery, thriller kind of thing. We have stars in the series such as Helen Mirren, she's great. Pierce Brosnan, yeah, and Ben Kingsley,
Mhm.
and quite a few others. I want this one in particular that you would definitely recognize, and because we have watched the same series with him. But anywho, this is about they are retirees, older people
Mm.
that are spending their time. So exactly. Oh, you're checking
Tom
something.
Ellis is in it.
Yeah. Okay. Come on, spoiler you. Yeah. So they spend their time solving cold case murders for fun.
Mhm.
They have retired from whatever they did, but their casual sleuthing takes a thrilling turn when they find themselves with the real who done it on their hands. Both me and Annalie watched this together. We both liked it. This is recommendable. I also, funny enough, I did recommend it to Adam just the other day. Or actually, like this, he recommended a new series with Helen Mirren and Pierce Brosnan. This is quite wild. That is called. I'm gonna link it to you. Let's see if yeah, that is called
Oh,
Mobland.
Mobland. I know Mobland.
Yeah,
I've heard of it. I've heard of it.
exactly. This is the crime drama series that is supposed to be good. 8.4 on IMDb. But it's starring Helen Mirren and Pierce Brosnan and also Tom Hardy, which is interesting. So I sent him the IMDb info here when it comes to the Thursday Murder Club. So this is good. This is good. It's nice entertainment. They're quite funny in between. So yeah, I can recommend the Thursday Murder Club. This is good. It has a 6.6 on IMDb. I'm gonna give it a 7, absolutely.
Oh,
So more like above average for sure. Hmm? There we go.
definitely. Sounds good.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
That's
that's
it. I
it.
don't have it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No. It's perfectly fine. I was a bit like short. I have seen some other stuff too, but we're nah. Let's get into some gaming and everything.
hmm Okay, let's talk about gaming. So, I played in eFootball tournament this week for this past weekend for Trinidad and Tobago. You can see my Trinidad and Tobago colors here, and I came in second. Someone beat me at the end. There was a guy named City Slicker. He beat me at the end of it. It was a tough match.
Mm,
He's pretty good. It was a tough match. The score was 2-1.
yeah. Did you then play with your like premium teams?
I
I
did put
guess
my
like
premium team against his premium
yeah.
team, so it was a proper fight at the
Mm,
in that battle. But he came out on top, and at the end of it all, because we played two matches against each other. The first match I lost to him 3-2.
yeah.
It
Quite
was
close.
it was a very close match, and then I ended up in the losers bracket, and I had to beat people in the losers bracket to make it back to the winners bracket, which I did.
Right.
Made
Yeah.
it back to the winners bracket, and then it was just me against him at the end. And everyone he played, he was beating people like 6-0 and stuff like that. So it was like this guy's he's
Mm.
doing pretty good. Comes up against me, and it's obviously a tight match with both high ranked players.
Ah, cool.
So it was pretty cool. And yeah, we battled it out. We duked it out at the end. And then what I got to understand was that for the Trinidadian national team competing in this event, they it's a co-op event, so it's 2v2.
Mm-hmm.
On
Oh, okay.
on So I thought, you know what, because I finished second, obviously it makes sense if you hold a tournament that I'm the second person on the team, right? So it'll be me and this guy will be a team together.
Yeah.
uh the Trinidad, I spoke to the people from Trinidad and FA, and it's been back and forth with them about how this whole system is going to work. They've said to me that they want me on the team, but they're still sort of like trying to fill out the rest of their team. And I
Mm-hmm.
think the structure of how they're doing it, it's, for lack of a better word, it feels like I'm not getting as much I guess the word is they're not taking me as seriously as they probably should. because
Okay.
like even when they set up a bracket and sort of
Yeah.
a system to sort of rank the players as we play against each other and stuff like that. They gave the guy who won the tournament, he's got like a really high score to start with. So he starts from a high score and he can lose points or he can go up from it.
Okay.
They put me lower than that and I'm climbing up from that point. So it's sort of a thing where I was just like, wait a minute, I would think we would start around the same level because pretty much we're around the same skill level, right?
Mm.
But at the end of the day, I said to them, look, I am happy to represent Trinidad and Tobago as long as it's something that they're taking seriously and it's something
Mm.
that they're hoping to be really competitive in. But if not, and if it's just something that they, you know, if it's not something that they're really gonna take seriously, then for me it's sort of like, do I really
Yeah.
wanna put my
Yeah.
time and effort into it? Essentially,
Right.
so because at the end of the day, I do have my own stuff going on and so forth. And being an esports player does require a lot of effort and putting in
Yeah.
time, and
Mm.
it's gonna clash with work. So I'm gonna have to take time off for certain things, and yeah, the expectation is that they would take it seriously. It's very early days, but I have not been very satisfied with certain things. I think communication is one of them, where there's a lot of breakdown in communications. I've been trying to arrange games with the same guy who came in first in the tournament, and whenever I reach out to him and he's like, hey, yeah, we can play, and it's just sort of like no response.
Oh, really?
They're practicing with a bunch of different players in the same team, so it's just swapping in and out, but he's the only constant in the team for 2v2s. uh it's just sort of like they don't know what their best team is yet and they're trying to figure it out. But for me, I'm like, you take
Right.
your best two players and you try to make them work as a team. That's the logical thing if you
Yeah.
want to compete.
It
um
sounds logical.
if not, don't hold a tournament. um,
But haven't they been? It sounds for me. I'm not sure what's going on, like 100%, of course. But it sounds as they haven't really been clear about how they how they're doing this.
yes, it's not been clear. They've explained a few things to me, but um even with what they've explained, it's like the execution isn't being executed flawlessly, because even the players that they're trying to facilitate, the ones that are located in Trinidad and Tobago, most of
Right.
these players are, they fly by night. They come when they come. They don't come when they're trying to use, like, for example, they sort of try to set up a Discord where everyone can communicate in Discord, but
Yeah.
they already had like a pre-existing WhatsApp group. So even
Hmm.
though the Discord is there, everyone still wants to use the WhatsApp group. And I'm like, why isn't anyone using the Discord? The logical thing is,
Oh.
if you've set up a Discord that has all the infrastructure and everything in place to do
Yes.
this thing, the logical thing is to use the Discord. The other thing
Hmm.
too as well is that, as I said, communication between players is a good thing as well.
Yeah.
If it is that you're trying to build a team, I would like to think that the players would be trying to play with each other, communicate with each other, and so forth. And
Of course.
I don't really see that. I think they've already got their
Is it too much competition phase still?
I
Like
don't
everyone is by themselves, if that makes sense.
it
Trying to
does
prove themselves.
it does seem to have that sort of that
Which I
sort
can
of
understand in a way, but at the same time, if it's gonna be like, as you say, 2v2 stuff, then it's
you
like a
kind of want to have teams,
duo
and
team build.
not just that too, but it feels like a lot of the players already know each other, because this group would have been formed prior to me finding out about it. So a lot
Yeah,
of these
right.
players already have their communities, and
Hmm.
it feels like the feeling I get is that they're trying to maintain their communities, whether or not one player is, I don't know, much higher level than another player. It's sort of like, I want to play with my friends kind of
Hmm.
experience, because on the night when, like, I think a night or two ago, they did a match where they played against Costa Rica. I thought, oh,
Hmm.
perfect opportunity to sort of like play 1v1 with this 2v2 with this guy. I messaged, like, when they made a comment about if anyone would be interested. I said, I responded and said, yeah, I'm down. And I was present. I was there. I'm messaging this guy as it's happening, and he queues up with two other random guys and does the thing, and I'm just like, wouldn't you want to try seeing if we can work together? Because more likely than not, that would be our best combination.
But who's the manager here, or who's in charge? Do you know what I mean? Like who's
I think
the
the
leader? Like
I think
I don't understand. It
so
sounds very
the Trinidad FA is responsible for the whole coordination of this entire thing, but also I think this player, the guy who ranked number one in the country, considered the team captain, and so he's expected to make the decision on who he wants as his teammate per se. At
hmm
least that's the impression I'm getting,
yeah.
because it just feels like, like he's choosing. Okay, I'm gonna play this guy. I'm gonna play with that guy, and so forth. But it's like, are you playing because you want to win, or you just want to play with your friends, kind of thing? Because for me,
Exactly.
if I'm
Yeah,
going to a
yeah, yeah.
competition, I want to win. I'm thinking this
Mm.
seriously. Yes, you could build stuff in the back end of maybe a
No, but
help improve the
I
rest of
understand.
the players in the division. But at the same time, you want to win. And
Yeah, because
and
this is not a long tournament among friends. It's
no,
actually something that, as you say, it's a yeah, it's a international kind of thing and representing your country and
it's a
all this
World Cup.
stuff. And
It's
it's a
basically
World Cup.
it's a
It's a
World Cup
World Cup,
of
exactly.
eFootball. So it's
Yeah.
happening in Riyadh as the
Mm.
finals. It's an actual official sponsored FIFA thing. So the idea should be that, look, let's get our best team forward, compete. In the background, you build out other things, but the idea should be you start working as a team and building team, because every other country has their best team, and their best team is practicing together to become a
Mm.
better team, because there's a
Yeah, of
difference in
course. Yeah,
playing
yeah.
one v ones. If I'm playing one against you, I could play with anybody. I could practice however I want, and I'll it's up to me at that point in time.
Yeah.
But when it's two v twos, it's a completely different ball game. Excuse
Yeah.
me. Different people have different habits, and you have to learn the habits of your teammates. For example, I
Of
watched a
course.
few of their games, and one of the things I noticed is they don't play a lot of chip passes. There's no weighted passes into the box, but there are a
Mm.
lot of runs going into the box, but they're all on the ground. I
Yeah,
think
right.
the teammates I've seen them playing together, with the way I've seen them play, they don't tend to dribble a lot. But there are positions where they could probably try to escape a play by maybe performing a like a double touch or whatever to get around the play.
Mm.
Now these are
Mm.
things that, as a player who plays the game at a certain level, I can watch and analyze. And I'm sure this guy who's ranked number one can also do the same thing. The thing is, I'm looking at the other players that play alongside him, and I'm just like, these guys are not seeing plays. Like, I'm watching the play, I'm like, look, he's in, and he could, if he could just chip that ball right there, he gives him a much likely chance. But then he plays it out to the side and then tries to cross it in, and then the chance is going. When you look
Yeah,
at the
right.
other team they're playing against, these guys are adapting and getting to understand how these guys are playing, and then they're tearing them apart. So the first game, I
Mm.
think it ended in a draw. The second game, they beat them, and the third game, I think it was, maybe, was it two games? I think either the second or the third game, they just completely demolished them. But
Yeah.
the guys they were playing against were standard. It was just the two of them,
Mm.
and they were a team. They had their team. And I think that's the thing. If this tournament is supposed to be starting soon, from what I understood, speaking to the TTFA, it's supposed to be starting soon. Trinidad needs to start building their best team now. And unless, of course,
Yeah.
if it is that you don't want to, if you're not going to do that, you might as well just have just your practice sessions and let people play and just not do the tournament. Because the thing is
Yeah.
that you're not really gonna be as competitive as you could be.
No. No, for me
And
it sounds a bit unserious for me. Again, as I said, I mean, usually there's like a either you have a contact person that is like when it comes to the national organization that is in kind of charge for coordination and everything, and he might have a guy that is more like the team leader, if you will,
mhm,
and the coach even,
mhm,
and they together, like I'm thinking about other esports
mhm,
events and everything. I'm thinking about, for example, because it's funny where Adam has his studio, like in the south part of Stockholm, where there's a lot of gaming studios like Dice and all these studios.
mhm,
In the basement there for a long time, Ninjas in Pyjamas, the Swedish CS:GO team, that was like not now, but they were quite good and even dominant for a couple of years way back.
mhm.
They were there,
Mhm.
they that's where they were working, and I know how it works when you have a that kind of drill because you know how they work as a team, but also that there's always a coach, like that is kind
Yes.
of taking care
Mhm.
of, like because this sounds a bit like yeah whatever we play like this, or I know this guy so I play with him, and it's kind of weird if we're thinking about the World Cup perspective. And as you say, it's about honestly it's about, it's not like we're here to just have fun. Sure, hopefully you guys will have fun, but you're actually there to try to win.
You
So it's
and the
no.
thing
So
is, they
so
said
for
some.
me, yeah, you know me, I'm a
Mhm.
bit competitive as well. So
I
for
am
me,
as
that
well.
so it's yeah. So for me, it sounds very awkward, and I can understand your reaction.
Mhm.
Since time travels fast, I think we need to move on. But I also want to say, I hope this will get better. I hope
I
there
hope
will
so
be a
too.
better understanding and communication about it,
Mhm.
because it should be clear what are the how do you say this in English? Shit. What are the requirements? Like what do you need to achieve? What do I need to prove? Where's the bar? Where's like
From
you know
what
what
I
I'm saying?
understood with what they have, so they have, as I said, they have a ranking system they've set up between the players in Trinidad and Tobago, right? And they want the players to play against each other to continue to go up and down the ranking system. The thing is, if that's the goal of how you're gonna pick your team, then you're not gonna have a really solid team by the time the tournament starts. Because if it's starting soon, you're not gonna have two
Yes.
players. You're just gonna have the one guy that you've already decided is your guy,
Yeah.
and whoever else is present at the time, essentially. And it's not going to really be that competitive. Whereas if you take the two best players that performed in your tournament, and say, okay, these are our two best guys. Let's try to get a match with the two of them. Let's try to see how they can improve playing together.
Yeah,
Then you
exactly.
have a better shot at winning the tournament. Because what they said to me is that they're not concerned about winning this. Like they don't expect to win this tournament this time around because it's something new for Trinidad and Tobago. And I understand that they're building
Sure,
out
sure.
something new,
Totally understand.
but at the same time, they said, if they do win, it would be great. Or if they did perform well, it would be great. And to me, it's like you can build something on top of still having a competitive team, because you do have competitive players. You do have
Yeah.
players that are among the highest rank in the world. So you put those players together.
Right.
These are players who've already proven themselves internationally, playing on the highest stage and so forth. You put these players together, they've proven themselves, and everyone else can get catch up to that level, and you can still have your ranking system and so forth. But you, because of the fact that you've already established these are our two players, these are what we're looking to
Exactly.
use.
You have to decide. You have to have a deadline. You have to have time before the event to
Hmm.
actually play those players together
Hmm.
against other teams.
Yes.
So you get the experience of meeting other opponents that might play different, and adapt, learn, those kind of
Hmm.
events. And then maybe number 3 and number 4, well, they are the substitutes. They are the second team, that like the A, you have an A B team
Hmm.
basically. I mean, on this level, it shouldn't be like, oh, it has to be equal. I'm gonna cry. It's not that. It's not
It's
that
about
how it
winning.
works.
It's about
Yeah, it's
winning.
what it works. And I totally understand the goals when it comes to what they put up.
Hmm.
I understand that. There are smaller nations also going into like whatever Olympics,
Hmm.
like and if we are, our goal is to get between or yeah, the top 10,
Hmm.
top 10.
Yeah.
Because you have to start somewhere, whatever have you.
Hmm.
But I mean, eh, that doesn't mean that they aren't bringing the best from their country.
Yeah.
They don't say, oh, since our goal is to get eighth or ninth place, then we're not taking you and you because you're too good. Then we would be on fourth place. That would not be our goal. You see what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like, so why not like maximize your potential and your chances to maybe reach as far as you can,
Yeah.
and then from there see what you can do, you know?
Definitely. And
But
that's
I feel
essentially
you. I
it.
understand. Yeah, yeah,
I've
yeah,
got
yeah.
my frustrations, but at the
Yeah,
same time, I'm hopeful for the best.
yeah. Let's see
I've
what
been still
happens.
trying to communicate with them, and um still trying to see how I can make this work, if I can still represent my country, because I'm not the most patriotic person, but the one of the few times I
But
felt patriotic
yeah,
was when I represented Trinidad and Tobago for the Commonwealth Games, and for
of
me,
course.
it's something that I enjoyed doing. I didn't realize it was something I'd be passionate about, but as time has gone on, I've become more and more passionate about it, and I do want to compete. And again, I've always been competitive. So by at this stage in my esporting career of sorts, I'm a very competitive player. I've beaten some really top players. Just this week I've beaten top 18 to rank in the world, and I felt pretty good about myself. I've beaten
Yeah, it's
top
great.
5 players. I've been quite a few
Mm.
players in eFootball, and I've been ranked very high in eFootball for quite some time. So for me, it's just sort of about, like, yeah, let's. It is very much a thing whereby Trinidad and Tobago has a good shot of doing really well if they pick their best team, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I hope for the best. And even if I'm not a part of the team, in any capacity going forward, in the sense like if they don't have their stuff put together, I will not be I will pull back from it, because at that stage for me it would just be a waste of time. But even if I would still show my support and say, hey, I wish you guys the best.
Of
It
course.
just
Yeah,
may
yeah,
not
yeah.
mean that I'll be a part of it in that capacity, but I would love to be a part of it, and
Yeah.
in that capacity, if it is that they are serious enough to actually have a proper plan of like, look, we want to at least compete in this tournament, because you have to have long term and short term goals. And the short term goal is you've entered into a tournament, try to at least do as best as you can. Long term goals, you've got other stuff and another outline
Yeah.
for it. But again, it comes into communication, so we'll see how it goes with that. But that's what I've been playing this week, and I just want to shout out my boy Nalu, who has been playing eFootball as well, because Nalu got into eFootball, and he is
Cool.
playing on the regular. Nalu ended up playing a 1v1 against me, and that was fun. Nalu even scored a goal against me, and
Good.
he's building out his team. He's always messaging me different questions and stuff like that. I promised Nalu I'll make some tutorial videos, and I haven't done completed them yet, and I'm sorry, Nalu, for that. I hope you forgive me. But genuinely, he's been hopping into eFootball. He hops in my streams when I stream, and yeah, I just want to say, shout out to Nalu for showing that support, and also for hopping in the game and having fun with it. I'm happy that you are enjoying you enjoying football. So yeah, that is pretty cool. Nalu is a proper trooper. So shout out to Nalu. Anyway,
Cool.
that's my gaming. It's a long one this week, but
Yeah.
yeah. Raj, um, have you been doing esports? Have you
Uh,
been dealing with the Swedish FA?
Not really. Not really. No, no, no. I'm keeping myself away from that, to be honest. But no, I've been playing a game that I tried out the first time in 2023.
Mhm,
It's a free-to-play shooter, a battle royale game. Foremost, I would
mhm,
say that they profile themselves as a battle royale game that is called Farlight 84. Now, I didn't know, but you know how it is when you're kind of active on YouTube and platforms. All of a sudden, you stumble upon a video and like, oh, look at this now.
mhm,
It was a content creator making a video, recent video, and apparently they have been overhauling the game. Well, I would say almost completely, for good and bad. It depends on who you ask.
mhm,
So they re-released Farlight 84 on it was on August 7,
mhm,
so quite recently. And this is a developer and publisher called Fairlight Games.
mhm,
And I remember when I played this back in 2023, it's like it's cross-platform between PC and mobile. That's what
mhm,
it is. They haven't just said anything about a console version yet. We'll see
mhm,
where they go with this. But I gotta say, I've had some fun playing. I played yesterday in a stream together with two guys,
mhm,
and it has I have to say though, now it's a bit more in the mid lane. Before they had a bit more some original things in the game, such as some vehicles as well, like a weird tank and whatnot, but now that's gone and it's more like movement shooter. And think Apex Legends meets kind of Fortnite a bit, something like that. But it plays quite well, I gotta say. Quite, some interesting characters and abilities, and they of course also have ranked. If you want to, yeah, if we're talking about the competitive part, I played some ranked,
mhm,
and they also have, if you just want to have fun for a few minutes or two, you can play some TDM and stuff like that. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. The thing though is that I see when it comes to the reviews on Steam, it has mostly positive reviews.
mhm,
But the mixed reviews has come recently, and I think that has to do with players that has played this game quite a lot, like from the start. And I think some of them, especially when I read the reviews, that well, I'm sad to see that they messed up the game by changing blah blah blah, things like that. And I
mhm,
can kind of understand that. But I do think if I'm going to talk about a shooter now in 2025 and what might appeal to broader audience and also maybe a younger audience, this could be more beneficial, because I did a video about this game just a few days ago,
mhm,
and as often I go into the Steam charts to see the trend, what's going on, and it was quite obvious that like they had only 700 something players on average before August before the re-release,
Mm-hmm.
before the overhaul.
Yeah.
After that, they've had like 3,000 plus players. I mean, that's not big numbers, but still quite a few more.
Mm-hmm.
So the question now is what's going to happen with the game? Will they release new maps? Yeah, they apparently have another map going on and the content, everything. It has a pretty decent UI as well. It's not that cluttered as it can be in similar games. They even have, which I've seen also, for example, in Strinova that you also play when it comes to more anime
Mm-hmm.
looking game. They do reveal like the in the updates when it comes to people that they banned when it comes to cheating, because
Mm-hmm.
of course, unfortunately, cheating is it's a thing in most online is live service games nowadays,
Mm-hmm.
more or less. So it is what it is. But I think this is yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad at all.
Mm-hmm.
Will it be a game? I mean, I am not, and I think I've said this before. I play battle royale or extraction shooters once in a while, sometimes just to make content, but sometimes also to check out something new or but it's very seldom something I stick with.
Mm-hmm.
That was the case also back in the days with both Fortnite that you and I played together, even, and also Apex Legends. I played
Yeah.
like the first two seasons, then boop, I moved on to other things.
Mm-hmm.
So I will most likely play this a bit more, but
Yeah.
not like on a frequent basis. Which, of course, as you know, then makes it harder if you really want to go competitive or play like more ranked. Yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
you reach a certain point, but then I mean, yesterday I had two friends playing with two friends, and of course that helps out quite a lot. We won a few matches and so on,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a decent game that I will give it. So that's
Mm.
Farlight 84 to for you. It's a free to play. So if you like this kind of a game, this style of a game, then go
And
ahead
check
and
it
try
out.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can see it's so it's in the Apple App Store, it's in the Google Play Store, Epic Store,
yes,
Steam, and Windows Store as well. I think there's another
yeah,
they have their own store as well, where you can download directly from their website. It's also Steam Deck verified, so you can use this on the Steam Deck.
yeah,
It
true,
also doesn't have a lot of high requirements. 8 gigs of RAM,
exactly.
i3 processor,
Mm.
GTX 1660 is that's your baseline getting in the door. And for recommended, you're looking at an i5 6500 or Ryzen 5 1500X, which these are really low processors, like low spec
Exactly. Yeah, I,
processors.
I can say this. I know that there were some complaints when they like re-released, which was a bit expected.
Hmm.
But since I played it just recently, like almost a month after the release, apparently they have been fixing things too.
Hmm.
Because I had no problems playing like the older version, 2023 version, on my old system, which was
Hmm.
quite much lower capacity from compared to what I have now. But now with my PC now, I could play on high frames and highest settings or more or less, and things like that. So yeah, it is good that it will most likely play pretty well also on low end PCs. So
Hmm.
yeah, there you go.
It does give me a very heavy sort of like Overwatch mixed with Valorant kind of look.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
it does visually
Apex,
it
definitely Apex Legends. I can tell
definitely
you that.
Apex as well. Yeah, it's got
Yeah,
well, all three of those games kind of fit in the same sort of ballpark
yeah,
of visual style, and I'm seeing that from a
hmm,
visual perspective more so than anything else.
right.
Gameplay wise, I don't know, but from a
Yeah,
visual
that's
perspective,
what I meant with
I
Apex. Yeah,
it's similar gameplay to Apex.
yeah,
So yeah, so it looks good. And again, being Steam Deck verified is a big boost, especially in this day and age. That's a huge boost for a smaller game, or especially free to play. I think if people can just jump in on the
exactly.
device that they have, especially low entry with regards to graphics. Kids can play this on
Yeah,
their laptops for crying out loud, most
yep,
basic laptops. So this is actually pretty cool. It looks very interesting. There's a side of me that's actually kind of keen to check it out. There's a
yeah.
little side
You
of
see,
me.
you see, you see, you see.
And
Tickles a bit.
I said that because I see the waifus, but that's just it,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a thing though with these games, especially when you don't have like 70K players on average, and that is
Mhm,
of course that there are bots also in the game, and especially when you are lower level, you will play more against bots. They are also in a mix with real players when you reach a bit higher ranks, but it is what it is. It's quite common nowadays, to
mhm.
fill out service like this. Yeah, it's a bit, I don't know. It's a bit sad. But you will definitely notice when you meet the bad thing though is that you can relax a bit too much, especially early stages sometimes in the matches. That you're like, okay, that's bots, pew pew pew, he's gone, and then all of a sudden you meet an organized team, so you have to start to play quite differently. So yeah, it
Yeah,
is what it is.
that does sound quite a lot like a lot of new
Yeah,
free to play games. I think eFootball has a similar thing. You start against bots and then you start playing real players, but that they are very clear about when you're playing bots because you start with bots in the lower divisions and then once it's clear when you move up a division. Okay,
yeah,
once you're past division, I think it's like 7 or something, you start
mm,
playing real people,
yeah,
and the competition gets real. It's either you can climb or you can't.
exactly.
I will say this much though. Character design. A lot of the characters do look like other characters I know. Like one of them looks definitely like she's inspired by Princess Peach, and there's
Yeah,
another one who looks like she's inspired like from this character from Final Fantasy.
yeah. I know.
So yeah, very much inspired. I can see their inspiration. Hopefully they don't get sued by any peoples, but
Exactly.
particularly Nintendo.
Ooh. It's a thin line, you know. Yeah.
Very thin line. She is a very
Between actually, yeah, as you say, being inspired compared to actually stealing something,
yep.
copy paste something. Yeah.
100%.
So that's like, yeah,
But yeah, that's looks good. Looks great. That is Farlight 84. Interesting.
yeah.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la.
I'll be looking at more pictures of the waifus after this. Anyway, excuse me. I think we've got a podcast, Raj.
we have. It's time to close shop, as we say.
I do need the loo really badly, so let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, me too. We're two actually. With that said, thank you for watching if you are here in the stream and for listening if you're doing that afterwards. But we appreciate the support and we hope to talk to you soon again. With that said, have a beautiful, beautiful week. Take care of yourselves, stay healthy, and we'll talk soon again. Muffin and out.
Beautiful as always. So that, as always, guys, we wouldn't like you guys to miss out. Oh no, you can find Roger for his place number 40 SPLISH. He streams on a Tuesday and a Sunday. That's correct.
Correct.
That is correct. You can find me at Guardian, it's UPGRDIN, Guardian out to you, pretty much everywhere else. You can find us, me, at Simply Binge, Simply eFootball, streaming. I'll be streaming tomorrow, Thursday morning. My stream dates will change now that I'm going to be back out to work, so I don't have dates for that yet, but I'll be streaming tomorrow because there's going to be an update, and I'll be streaming for the update, so look out for me tomorrow morning, pretty early in the morning. I tend to do my streams at around, say, 8-ish in the morning. 8, 9-ish in the morning is around when the streams go live. So I look forward to seeing you guys there. And as always, we would like guys, you can find us at Simply Binge or at Simply Binge UK, pretty much everywhere else. And as always, we wouldn't like guys missing any of the episodes of That Beautiful Life podcast. Many beautiful people like subscribe to this podcast on Acast, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, simplybinge.com, and elsewhere. And we're sure you're going to like it. We're giving it for free. So as always, guys, this has been cute. For your pleasure. It's a wrap. I need the loot. I'm off. Peace.
Yeah, me too. Yep. Bye bye.